Good evening or afternoon. It is still November 25th, 2018. And welcome to Let's Talk. Today I want to talk about some stuff that I've been going through personally. And I want to talk about it because you may be in a similar situation, or you may know somebody in a similar situation. Now, I want to state that not all of them are like this. Just like the conservative right is not all judgmental assholes. And that there are, pagans and pagan witches that are conservative. Weird, but they exist. And even then, they're more open. But what does one do when their tolerant, liberal friends who will support freedom of expression, gender, sex, all of that, the liberal ideals, from science to whatever. What does one do when they have tolerant liberal friends who aren't so tolerant? What does one do? Now, I'm not as strong as some of my brothers and sisters here in the pagan and pagan witch community. I wish I was, but as my girlfriend likes to point out, I'm too much of a bleeding heart. And thus, I am a doormat. I've got a couple of friends who are liberal, the tolerant liberal, who aren't so tolerant. They like to judge me because of my beliefs in the gods, the fact that I practice and believe in magic, and the fact that I'm just completely different from their version of normal. But if I was to say, hey, guys, I'm going to go from male to female. In case you didn't know, I know my body should have been born a female. I should have been born a female. I know it. My body knows it. But somewhere along the line, there was a left turn at Albuquerque. And I ended up here. But if I was to make that transition, they'd be like, awesome, dude. We got your back. But they don't have my back because I believe in magic. I believe that gods exist. They have this common misconception about me that I don't believe science. They think I'm ignorant. They think I'm backwoods. When it couldn't be any farther from the truth. Yes, I do believe in the gods, and I do believe in magic. But I also believe in science, too. I don't support all the things that science does. And that is the difference. There's certain scientific advancements I do not believe. Like creating weapons of mass destruction and stuff like that. I don't believe in that. I believe in scientific advancements for the good. Like getting people to be healthier and live longer. That I support. Or finding new ways to improve our lives. Whether it's through mediums as, technology or what have you. But I believe in science. It doesn't seem like it, but I do. Because my belief, my practice says that the Anunnaki came to Earth, created mankind, gave us their knowledge. The Anunnaki gave us the knowing and the doing of a lot of things. To quote, to loosely quote Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. The knowing and the doing of a lot of things. So, miss me with that bullshit that I don't believe in science. I mean, I don't condemn them because they don't believe. And yeah, I come off as a sarcastic asshole a lot, but that's just my personality. I also like to make jokes and funnies because I like to see people laugh. I like to see people smile. Yeah, I may be silently crying inside, that my life is shit, but, I'll always entertain people. To make others laugh and smile, because deep down that makes me feel better. If I can make people laugh and smile, that makes my day just a little bit better. And if they can't understand my brand of comedy, which is anywhere from sarcastic to the absurd, then, you know, fuck them. I like absurd shit. I like making people go, wait, what the fuck? You know? Like Tony Bennett said, I've got to be me. And for these people to judge me and make these assumptions, it's fucking hypocritical of them. It's not very tolerant. It's easier for me because I'm an adult and they're an adult. I could say, hey, Derek, Jeremiah, you both can eat a bowl of poop. I'm out this piece. Fuck off. You know, I can easily do that. But at the same time, it's going to hurt me because for some reason I value my friendship to them. Despite, you know, their intolerant bullshit. Despite their intolerant bullshit. And to make matters different, I have at least 5 Muslim friends. One is a dude, and the rest are girls. Female. And you know how they can be with their practice. You know. Very devout. Only one of them is not very tolerant either. I mean, you kind of expect it, but this person claims to be, you know, a feminist. You know, women's liberation and all that. You know, open to liberally open. Since her family's kind of like a mixed order there. One side's Muslim and the other side's Mexican, actually. So you got 2 different religious clashes. And lately she's been on this hateful bullshit too. But I've been, you know, calling her out on that and be like, boy, I hope you're talking about wannabes and dabblers. You know, dabblers who get in it because it's popular at the moment. And then when the fad dies down, they move on to something else like Locust. Ironically, no response at all. Because I've explained to her, be like, that's not true of all practitioners. there are the dabblers who get into this because they think it's the most popular thing going on. And then you got the wannabes who've watched a movie or whatever. You know, I've low-key been like, no, that's not how it is. But yet, the others who are full Middle Eastern blood, you know, they're more tolerant of my practices and beliefs. And not because it's in Mesopotamia either. Although, that probably has a good standing with them a little bit. But what does one do? They want to be friends, but yet they can't keep doing this anymore. Like I said, it's easier for me because I'm an adult. I can tell them to fuck the fucking fuck off. But what do you do when it's a kid? Like, it's to be expected from their parents. Not all of us were lucky enough to have parents that were spiritually open or didn't give a shit. As long as we were safe. Although my mom was raised in a Catholic family, she was a loose Catholic. And she was into, you know, magic and spirituality when it was at its highest peak in the 70s and 80s. She still continued, just slowed down quite a bit. But she was still a part of it. She didn't care if I followed. I mean, she said, you know, but deep down, she was just saying that because I don't know. Like she was trying to fool me, but it didn't fool me. I saw right through it. I guess she was just tired, I suppose. But what about those who don't have those parents? And yet they have their friends. And they have friends like mine. You know? What does one do? If you're going to be tolerant of other people for their lifestyle choices, you have to go all the way. You can't just pick and choose. I don't pick and choose. You know, I don't judge them because they don't believe. And yes, one of them has even put me underneath the screws. I'm like, I can't prove it to you. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. I wish it did. But it doesn't. I'm going to end this video by saying that I'm thankful for being with those who are of like mind, who are similar. My brothers and sisters in the community. The pagan/witchy community. Whether you call yourself a witch, a sorcerer, or whatever, doesn't matter. You're a part of that community. Whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Amino, or just a local meetup. Being with those who understand you and get you. You know, it's the best feeling in the world. But, if you're just gonna be a judgmental asshole, but yet claim to be open to other people, lifestyle choices, then you need to stop, and you need to take a look at your damn self. Because just because you don't believe doesn't make it right to invalidate other people's beliefs because you don't click with it. Doesn't make it right. My friend Zabora from Comedic Witchcraft just recently went through something parallel to this in our community, which is the theistic believers condemning her because she's an atheist. This is parallel to exactly what I'm talking about. Except for it's in the community. See, I don't have a problem with people who are atheist practitioners. I don't have a problem with that. In fact, I understand why. You know. That's why I'm always saying I speak theistically. I'm telling people that I'm giving my point of view from a theistic belief. Because I know that there are atheistic and agnostic practitioners out there. Which, there's a lot more than you think. Especially with the younger crowd. I've seen a lot of kids saying, do I have to believe in a god and goddess? You know? As a believer, I extend my hand out to them saying, no, you don't have to. You don't have to believe in a god or a goddess. You can be a non-believer and still be a practitioner of magic. But when it comes to being tolerant, you have to be committed. As long as it's not hurting somebody, like physically hurting them. Or if someone is forcing their shit on you. Their beliefs. You know. But, that's all I gotta really say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And, questions, comments, concerns, you can find me in the links in the description. Excuse me. I will see you all later.